one thing I'm learning, it's a movement. Basically you're fighting a political machine. This is something that this political machine has been installed for 100 years. Okay, there's no doubt about it. It was an uphill battle. Did I expect better results? Do I expect better results for myself? Yes, I put this whole entire, as you want to say, temporary, I'm not going to say defeat, but temporary setback. I put it the onus on myself, Bruce Alston.
Following his crushing defeat to Hudson County Democratic Organization candidates Angela McKnight and Nicholas Chiaravalloti in the Democratic primary for New Jersey Assembly, Bruce Alston sat down to talk about his election loss, starting with why his ticket finished behind Joe Connie and Ray Regalado.
They basically ran a better campaign on Election Day. No doubt about it. It tells you something. It says nothing. Everyone knows Joe Conti's a tireless worker. Everyone knows that Ray Regalado is a very informed candidate. He was very impressive in debates or whatever. And there's never any friction between any of the candidates personally. But I just think that they proved that their GOTV was better than ours that day. They also did something that we didn't do. They ran committee people. Looking forward, possibly that'll be something that if I was involved in any campaign in any capacity, if we're able to run committee seats, we're going to run committee seats.
I followed up by asking Alston how he felt about the performance of his campaign manager, Pat Desmond.
This though. Pat is the best of the best. Pat was able to has got numerous candidates elected over the years. He was able to he spearheaded Mayor Davis's campaign, his upset victory over HCDO-backed candidate in Mayor Mark Smith. What I'd like to have done is provided Pat with better resources to work with, and as far as funding and him the ability to have the resources that he to run the campaign that he fully wanted to run from day one.
Alston also addressed the Election Day controversy regarding flyers of himself with State Senator Sandra Cunningham and Mayor Stephen Fulop.
One thing we have to understand is this, though. As far as the flyer with Senator Cunningham, that didn't come from our campaign. There's no paid for by Bruce Alston on there or anything like that. I think that if I'm going to run the right campaign as far as a flyer, I would have asked Senator Cunningham for her endorsement. I've never asked Senator Cunningham for her endorsement. It was never even asked upon. As far as with Mayor Fulop, I stand by that flyer. I mean, there's no doubt about it. People can YouTube me and Stephen Fulop and saw us together when Councilman Fulop invited me to the steps of City Hall during the National Night Out back in 2009. Would that say that Bruce Alston and Steve Fulop have stood together since 2009? Yes. It's also documented that I was one of the people that endorsed him in the community in 2013. I mean, for me to state that on the flyer, how is that misleading?
With Angela McKnight now destined to represent Jersey City in the New Jersey Assembly, I asked Alston what he thinks McKnight would have to accomplish in order to be considered a successful legislator in Trenton.
I can't really say what success would be for Angela because, I'll be very frank. I believe Angela McKnight is very good at what she does as far as what Angela Cares. It's an organization that I support and I fully endorse. As far as Angela in public service and the assemblyman, as an assemblywoman, I'm saying, I really can't state what type of assemblywoman she would be. What I would like to do is, if she is elected, give her the opportunity to go down there and see what she can do or what type of impact. So I just like to keep an open mind to it and see what she really can do.
I also asked Alston, a Democrat, whether he would support Republican Matthew Kopko in the general election.
Well, Matthew Kopko will tell you, I came up to him personally at the Memorial Day parade in Bayonne, and I told him, Matt, I think you did a great job. I think you won the last debate. I really was impressed with some of the things you do. Either way, let's talk later. And we both agreed to talk. I mean, this is what you have to understand. The culture of poverty in my community is so real that the worst thing that Bruce Alston can do is vote for any candidate just based on a party. Now, I choose to be a Democrat. That's something I choose to do. But what I need to do if I'm going to be a leader in this community is to support candidates that I believe that will best serve you.
Finally, I asked Alston whether he would consider working with Hudson County Democratic Organization candidates moving forward.
I'm very open to supporting. I'm supporting a movement. Okay, I'm supporting a movement that wants unbossed leadership. If that means supporting candidates that are willing to adopt that type of philosophy, I will do that. Now, as far as supporting HCDO candidates, what I would like to do is see that, number one, the HCDO has to make some serious changes as far as in how they choose candidates before I would even consider backing HCDO candidates. I guess there's some changes they would want to see in me also. But I think there's some fundamental issues that are borderline racist that the HCDO would have to change before I would really try to latch on to that type of agenda. Because what I don't see right now is I don't see diversity in the HCDO. And I think a lot of people in my community have that problem.
As an example, Alston cited comments made by Hudson County Executive Tom DeGise to Politicker NJ regarding former Assemblyman Charles Maynor.
What Tom DeGise said, the comment he made about Charles Maynor, when he stated that Charlie has to realize that the only reason why he's in office because he's a product of the Democratic Party. To tell another man for a white man to state something like that to an African American man or a man of color, that he's the product of a system, is alarming in 2015. So those are the things that really would keep me from engaging in that type of organization, especially when I know that there's people in that organization that I don't think shares the same idealism, who should have made sure that Tom DeGise gave an open apology for those type of comments.
I'm Michael Shuren with Real Jersey City, the talk of the town.